Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is a little bit of a different video format today, but I just got this spare part in for my Valiant 10cc, and I had crashed it about a week ago. So this right here, oh shoot, this is the replacement motor box for it, for the engine. So this is our engine. We've got some hardware, needle nose pliers, screwdriver, Allen keys, and our box cutter. So I'm just gonna show you guys on video how I'm gonna go about fixing this. So I guess let's just start with opening it. So I bent the spar, actually. I bent the spar for it, and I broke the wing mount, but I managed to bend the spar back into place and re-epoxy with JB Weld, of all things. Re-epoxy the wing back together. So this was originally gonna be around $126 to repair, but because I was able to rebend, you can actually see right here, I was able to rebend this bar back into place and fix the wing. This was only about 17 bucks to fix. So right off the bat, we have actually a whole new firewall guide right here, which is very useful. This is the motor box, and I've also got the original. So I'm gonna kind of use this as a guide to see where to drill, so I don't have to like rewrite. Like you can see these ink marks. I wrote this as a guide for my motor, but because I have this part, I'm not gonna have to do all that. So that's it for the unbox. Now let's get to opening this stuff up, seeing what we're looking at. Oh, okay. So here's some hardware. I have my own hardware, but this stuff looks newer, so I might use this. Here's the motor box. So this part is gonna connect to the firewall. These holes are already drilled. I really like that. And our motor is gonna go directly on here. So it's gonna look like this, and then the actual plane, the firewall, is gonna be right here. Okay, let me get those Velcro pieces. Oh, yeah, those might be long gone. I can't lie. What is this? Okay, yeah. Those are long gone, but I have my own Velcro already in the plane, so I don't need it. So first thing I'm gonna do, this is trash. So I'm gonna throw this away, and then I'll get the plane up here on the stand, or on the little workbench, and I'll come back here in a second. Okay, so here is, one second. That looks good. Okay, here's my setup. So I've got the plane up here on the cooler. I've got my drill with the battery, some bits here. So first thing I'm gonna do is take off our battery hatch and take out our spar, because I just had this revelation last night that I can fit the spar. This is the original Power 46 piece. The spar fits through nice and clean. So check this out. So now the broken part is on here, and I have a guide pretty much of where to drill. I'll just drill through these holes again, and that should get us literally perfect. So I'm gonna push this bar, go ahead and try to work it all the way through. Oh, okay. Not gonna work it all the way through because there's still a little bit of a bend in it from where I rebent it. So, yeah. This, I showed you earlier, this is a guide, so this mounts, temporarily mounts directly onto the firewall. Just like this. And it has these little marks. You can't see it because you're so far away. But it has little marks that tells me where to drill. I already have my holes that I need. So what I'm gonna do is just mount this on here. And then we're gonna get to drilling. This is my least, what the heck? Okay, so I need this hardware package. This is literally my least favorite part because it's just so finicky to have to get everything in place. I'm gonna try and bring you closer and get closer up and actually see all this without losing that part. Hold on. Now you guys are right up on it, you get to see all the action. So, my first step, I'm gonna have to take the nuts off of all of these and get this screwed in. And these are not all the same, which is great for me. So, it looks like these small ones, actually I can see, hold on. So I think that these smaller ones mount directly to the motor. They just seem really small. Oh yeah, these are totally it. I remember this exactly. Uh-oh. Well, I hope that I have that hardware somewhere because there's very important parts that I do not see. That's not good. So let's just start with getting this mounted on. So, like I said, I need to take the nut off of all of these screws. Because they're just gonna screw right in. And I think I'm actually gonna do it backwards this time because before I did it where this piece that the Allen key connects to would be on the inside, so it'd be much more difficult to actually screw that in. So I think this time I'm gonna mount them this way so that so it's just easier for me to do this. Hopefully I won't come with any issues. It shouldn't, but knowing me, it probably will. Yeah, I think I'm missing some pretty important hardware, which is kind of scary. I should have kept it. I don't know where I would have it, but I'm gonna go look for that later on. So, oh, I can't do it like that. Okay, I can't have them in like this. I can't have them sticking through the fuselage. That's not gonna work. So they're gonna have to be just like they were through here, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I'm sure it's not where I'm playing music. Okay, so we have all 4 of our screws in here. Now I just need to get the right size Allen key and screw that on. And this is just guesswork for me because I don't know Allen key sizes. And I think I got it first try. Okay. I shouldn't have to screw these in. I shouldn't have to screw these in here, but for some reason I guess I do. I made the holes really small, so kind of a tight fit. This takes me back to the day after I first got this plane because I had to work on the firewall and it was my first ever ARF and I had no idea that I would have had to use a drill. I thought this would be as straightforward as just a regular old E-flite build. Boy, was I wrong. Okay. So I'm gonna start with these top ones because they're the easiest to do. I might have to go diagonal, so I'll do this top one and then the bottom left. I'm doing the top right and then I'm gonna do the bottom left so that it's perfectly straight and all my other ones are gonna go on just fine. You're gonna see here in a second, this is gonna get very difficult and very annoying once I have to do these bottom ones because I just don't have space in there for my Allen key. So it's just kind of back and forth until it's fully seated. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is not an easy job, but it is an important job. Oh my gosh, where did that go? Oh, please tell me I didn't fall in the fuselage. That's my only, okay. Yeah, so I just lost my washer. That's amazing. I'm gonna cut to when this is done because I know you don't want to sit through this. I'm annoyed that I have to do it. So hopefully this will all be done and completed by the time that you see it again. Okay, so after maybe 10 minutes of grueling handiwork, I got it on. We're missing a couple washers on the bottom, but that's okay. This is sturdy. This isn't gonna come out of place. So, what I was talking about earlier with the missing hardware is right here. You can see the marks where one of those little screw thingies. I'll put a picture up. Yeah, one of those. I need like 4 of them, and they're very important to. Oh my gosh, focus. They're very important to keep this motor on here. So before I proceed, I'm gonna go up to my room and try and find those parts. I'll be back. So it turns out I don't need those parts at all. I'm just kind of like stupid, I guess. So these little screws for the motor, they're so tiny. I hope these aren't the wrong ones. They already have a nut, so I don't actually need the little spiky screw piece. Oh my god, this thing will not focus. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm gonna start working on screwing these in. So, like I said earlier, I'm gonna use this spar right here to hopefully try and get this screwed on, or try and get these holes in the right spot. These holes seem kind of small though. Oh my gosh, I'm just dropping everything. Oh my gosh, yeah, okay. That really makes me feel a lot better. So, you can see these screws just barely fit in that hole. They just barely fit in there. So these are the right size. I had 2 different size washers. So I'm thinking the big washer on the back of here and the little one on the front. Well, actually, maybe not. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna use the big ones. I'm gonna use the big washers on the front of the motor, and I'm gonna get some of my own washers and put them on the back because I have some larger washers that I've been meaning to use for something. Well, and I have extras in here, so I'll actually just use these. Okay. So just like before, I've got to take the nut and the washer off of all of these. Point this down a bit so you can see better. So I gotta get the washer off of all of these. And then we're gonna get to drilling, which is the scariest part, but I'm sure it's gonna be a lot easier. I always get nervous when I drill important stuff like this, but it should be fine for the most part. It should be pretty easy. A lot more straightforward than I'm thinking it will be right now. Just trying to find the right size drill bit right now. That was good. Yeah. Okay. This drill's a little bit broken, and we actually have another drill, but my dad won't open it. I don't know why, 'cause it's not. It's brushless. This one is brushed. The new one is brushless, and he just won't open it. So we're stuck with the old drill today. So key this into here. Get that nice and flat and in line. That looks great. Okay. So I only have to do these first 2 holes up on top and down on bottom, and that's gonna hold it flat in place. So I'm actually gonna screw the screws into it after I do those, and then we should be good to go. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm just realizing that I might have to put this bar all the way in here because it's taking up all this space, and I need that space for my drill. This ain't working like I was expecting. I mean, I can't just hold it in place, but it's kind of suspicious. I would prefer not to do that. Oh, no, this is fine, okay. Now for this side, yep. There we go. Okay, now if we pull that out, we got a couple holes. So let me just make sure this is all lined up real quick. I'd say that's good. It could be a little better, but you know what? I'm not a professional. Not even close. So, like I said, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna screw it on with these so that I've got kind of like a more sturdy guide that I can use. Do these even fit? Hold on. Okay, yeah, they fit. So, I'm gonna screw these on. And we should be good to start drilling our other 2 holes that we need. So you can see now, these are screwed in. This is screwed in. So I'm just gonna tighten this a tad, because I don't wanna have to tighten it and then unscrew it. I'm gonna tighten this just a tad, and then we'll drill our other 2 holes that we need. That's a little bit too small. Our needle nose pliers. And this is much easier because I have all the space that I need. So I don't have to keep going left and right like a socket wrench, except I don't have a socket wrench for Allen screws. Okay, these are on now. So we're gonna take our drill and we're just gonna drill right here where this hole and this hole is. Hopefully that's all that I need from that. So now I'm gonna, oh, I need to close my eyes when I do that. Oh my gosh, okay. Don't know why I'm putting that down because I need to use it again. Okay. So you can see now we have all 4 of our holes, and hopefully they're gonna line up just right for our motor, and this thing is gonna be airworthy once again. So first thing I'm gonna do is take these big washers and replace them for these tiny ones. So I have three big washers. So I need 5 more big ones. I don't think I have 5 more, but it's okay. Oh, I might. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we're gonna be missing one. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. Oh, excuse me. Never mind, I'm stupid. So what I need to do now is take the spinner. Oh, maybe I don't actually. I'm gonna go ahead and just try and get these on here then. So go ahead and just put all these in here. Just do this for every single one. One more time. Okay. Now is the scary part. I have to see if this lines up right. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Just these 2. That one and that one in there. Okay. We are perfect. So now I just have to screw these all back in. So like I did the last time, I'm gonna start on the top right and then do the bottom right, just so that it's held straight and I don't need to unscrew all this and do it again, and maybe even rebend some wood to get it straight again. Spinner on here is just a little bit in the way, so it's not gonna make it very easy on us. But since when has anything to do with this plane ever been easy? Just give that a couple more screws. Okay, now for the bottom, which is the most annoying part. I have to screw this in all the way first because it's not in here all the way. Whatever. Alright, there's that one. That washer. Now the screw, or the nut. And then we just screw it in. This is a little bit like off center, or not off center. It's kind of come up just a little bit, so I really need to tighten down this bottom screw so that we're flat with the firewall again. Should I got my thicker pliers for this too. Oh my gosh. And now we are perfectly flat. So I just need to do these last two nuts and we will be airworthy once again. I'm not gonna get a cowl just yet because the cowl is $30 and I'm already trying to save for a 3D gasser, hopefully by the end of this summer, around August. But I'm sure this will eventually have a cowl on it, but it's just gonna be kind of cowless for now. It's gonna look a little ugly in the air, but who cares, right? I'm not trying to look good for nobody. I'm doing this for myself. Okay. That's stiff, rigid, that's what I like. That's what I like to see. Okay. Some wood shavings coming up from the drill that are gonna get in my way. I was playing around with this motor last night because I was looking for a good prop for it. And I put the prop and the spinner on it. So it's just so much more annoying to get this on here. I should have just left it alone. So I've been running 12x6s on this thing for a while. And it's felt all right. It's had decent power. But from what I've seen, I have so much more power that I can unlock. So I put I think it's a 13x7 because it's just what I had lying around. But I think I'm gonna get a 14x7 once I break this one. And hopefully we're gonna have adequate power to almost hover, if not hover, but that's not what I'm looking for with this plane. So with that being said, we have completed our Valiant 10cc, putting the new motor box on it. Hopefully I'll get some of the footage of it flying next time that I go to the field, which will probably be tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day, everyone. Peace. Probably the worst place to do it, but it works.